Okay, so I don't like to make this kind of live stream. That's a bit personal. But this is about a dream. And because of the nature of the dream, I feel like this is the only way. There is literally no other way. This is the only way. It's okay if I like private the video or something. I can do that. But it just has to be on a live stream because of the nature of the stream. Can you hear me properly? Yes, you can. Oh, awesome. I am far from the microphone though. Okay. Before I start, I feel like it's good to mention the nature of my gender, I guess. I never really care about my gender. Like, look, I was born with tits and I have a cock. Like, wow, not surprised I don't care about my gender. Like, even biologically, it's like I have a little bit of both. And when I say, oh, I have tits, people think that, oh, maybe I am too fat and that's why I have tits. I'm not fat. I am not fat. I have been way more skinnier than I am right now too. Like I can get skinny and the tits will still be there. I have been diagnosed with tits that doctor confirms are feminine. I'm not sure how that happens. I believe that, I was really fat when I was like 4 or 5 and I feel like I just lost weight and then those tits stayed there, I guess. But they took shape, It's not like they're saggy. No, people actually will look at this and say, oh, they're tits. Oh, I look at this and I touch this and I like it. There was this one person that was touching my tits. I let him because it's kind of funny, but then he just got weird about it. And I said, okay, no, you have to stop it. Yeah, that was in high school. Anyways. Tits, yes. So that's not really why I say, oh, my gender, no matter anything. That's not why I say, oh, my gender is anything. My gender, the reason I say I don't really care about what gender I am, it's because it's not made on ignorance. It's because I feel like there's many times where I've been in the position of a woman where I didn't feel uncomfortable, and there's also many times well, actually, I have been my whole life a man. I am not uncomfortable by that. In both positions, I am not uncomfortable by it, which means that where's this file? Okay, which means that when it comes to gender and whatever. Technically, I'm like fine with both. Doesn't mean I am both. It means that I am fine with like both. Like if I was born with a woman's body or a man's body, like no problem. Like whatever. I feel like this is further emphasized because sometimes I dream of myself as a woman. Now that will make you think, oh, but that means you are trans. You are transgender. Now you are a trans woman. But not really, because I also dream of myself as a man. So I think this just adds more to the idea that whatever gender I am, I really don't care. Like, that's whatever. Not really that I don't care, more like I am comfortable with both. Because I don't care means you don't even think about it. But I think about it, I guess. Just because it keeps being brought up, this time by dreams and whatever. And allegations. Oh, the allegations, they never stop. The allegations. Oh, no, the allegation that you're a trans woman. Oh my god. What will I do? I'm a trans woman. Yeah. With that to say, that's important to say because it is relevant to the story in some ways. It doesn't really add to that idea, but I feel like that idea it's like the only element that's outside the dream that you should be taking in mind besides the clowny and I don't know, things I have already mentioned, things that I am more open about, but I still it's good to keep it all in one video. So Let me look at my notes. Because I have to talk about a bunch of things before I get into the dream. So clowny is just me trying to be funny, but that also means that it's me, but not really me. It's me saying that I am a communist because it's gonna be funny if I say I am a communist or I act like a communist. It's me saying something very stupid and unintelligent, like "Broom broom, the painting, look, see." I don't know. That wasn't funny, but you get the idea. It's just like saying a bunch of nonsense. That's basically clowning. I mean, it's shown on the stream. Like whenever I am being funny, just say that's clowning, basically. When every time I say, "Yeah, you're getting fucked, lol, you're dying, XDOO." I don't know. Whenever I'm trying to say, "Haha, dead is so cool." That's clowning. That's not. No, it's not like a separate personality. It's not like it's a character. I am playing a character. Okay, I'm not like this kind of person with multiple personalities. But I do have multiple facades. Now, here's a part that's not very clear. I mean, I did mention egoist, which is a bit related, but not completely. We people, it's not just me, but a lot of people, most people in the world, actually, not most people, it's very common for people to have facades. I mean, what? Are you gonna be like, haha, let's smoke some weed at work? No. So that's what I mean. That's a facade. When you go to work and you try to act all professional, you're not saying inappropriate words and whatever. That's a bit of a facade. So the way I am normally is shown. Well, let me not say normally, because technically they're about me, I guess. I don't really even want to differentiate them, but I feel like I have to explain this thing. So, I mean, not say it in the way that's differentiating them, because that doesn't make sense, okay? Let me just say it in a way where I acknowledge that sometimes you see me talking a very logical way and being like, dude, this doesn't make sense. I can't bear it. You know, like, I really don't like nonsense. I hate nonsense sometimes. Sometimes I see something that doesn't make sense and I get hung up on it. I really dislike that. I think the internet is the biggest example of nonsense because the internet is so fucking stupid. Like, dude, I could go in so many rants. Every time I talk about social media, basically, it's just that side of me that hates the lack of logic and the amount of nonsense. How is it that you're gonna go crazy for, let's say, the pedophile you saw on YouTube? You go crazy about that, but you don't go crazy about the one that's your friend on your DMs or the stranger on your Discord. I don't know. It's double standards that make zero sense. People that try to argue with me online in ways that make no sense. Trying to somehow twist what I'm saying to say that I am telling you to kill yourself. That has happened before. Someone try to misconstrue what I say to say that you should kill yourself and I don't care at all about you and I am only here for myself. That's crazy, dude. I wish I just stopped taking this seriously. I wish I just started joking. But no, I kept on freaking taking it seriously because that's just what I do, dude. That's just what I do. I really shouldn't have taken it seriously. I really should have gone like, okay, yeah, I want you to kill yourself, dude, and hey, take a picture or something. Or I don't know, just go on with something funny related. Because I really don't care if you... Oh no, I'm gonna get cancelled. I don't care if you do this. What I'm gonna say. I mean, actually, I don't. Okay. Anyways, there's a side of me that doesn't like nonsense. Things about the internet, especially Reddit. I feel like Reddit is very nonsensical because the karma just print rots everybody's brain. You try to make sense of the boats, they never make sense. How is it that everybody is avoiding this guy for saying that my joke is not funny? that's like the top comment. Someone saying that my joke is not funny and that I'm making no sense and I am being like, what the heck am I saying? It's someone making fun of me. But then my post gets so many more likes. The post that's actually trying to be funny, it gets so many more likes than the top comment. How does that make sense? Like I'm telling you, it doesn't make sense. And apparently, here's the way it works. Reddit manipulates the votes all the time, and it's not like a person doing it, and it's not like an AI doing it either. It's just like an algorithm or like something that's a bit random, but kind of somewhat predictable. Like, you know what trick? If you want to get downvotes on a comment, upvote something that you already saw somebody downvote. Like, if it has only one downvote, upvote it, okay? Wait a little, the score will go down, and then you downvote it, and now the comment is further below. And you can repeat the same strategy, and all of a sudden, that's gonna become the most downvoted comment on the post. It works every single time. And I notice haven't tried this, but I do it by accident. Because sometimes I don't vote something and then like, well, no, I changed my mind. I shouldn't vote this. Let me remove it. But I don't actually want to vote it. Well, I know this. I know this that it is lower than it should be. It's not that 2 or 3 people disliked the comment. It's that Reddit wanted to keep it this way. It's that Reddit said, okay, that downvote still counts. You removed it. Okay, I guess let me now drop it down even lower. That doesn't make sense. It should go up. Why is it that if I remove my downvote and then put it on again, it comes as 2 downvotes? That doesn't make sense. You see, it's very easy to manipulate. It's not like everybody is manipulating it, but people manipulate the system. It has glitches and it has patterns, and in a way, it also makes people brain rotted because the bots communicates things to people, so they even make comments that are so stupid that normally they wouldn't disagree with the comment, but because they have the perception that everybody is in a disagreement with it, they also disagree with it. They also want to join in, or maybe get some karma, or maybe just feel like they're part of something, or I don't know what people are thinking. All I know is that that's what they are doing. The only thing I know for sure is that the only reason they're making that comment is not because they care or whatever. It's because they want to. It's because there's bots that are already telling them what a safe opinion is, basically. So that's a bit of a tangent, but you see, that's a side of me. Now, sometimes I am not like that. Sometimes I am like, let me call my script calm. Let me actually, you know what would be pretty funny? Hold on, it's hard to think of something here. It's hard to think of an example. You mean like based on something I did recently? Oh yeah. the whole thing of the using the keyboard to play a game that's supposed to be mouse only. Yeah, that's the other side of me. Not the other side of me. It's just me sometimes, okay? I don't care if it doesn't make sense. I don't care if that is not enough of a justifiable reason to waste my time to figure this out. I'm gonna do it anyways. I don't freaking care. I wish I had a better example, because I do nonsense. I do my own nonsense too. It's like, I mean, I feel like social media would be the best example if I could come up with an example, because I just talk about social media, so it's like you bring it back to social media. It's like you have two kind of parallels, parallels, by the way, foreshadowing. I'm trying to think of an example. Maybe social media related. No, it's just I'm trying to think of the wrong sample. I'm trying to constrain myself, but the reality is that there is a myth that if you bring up an argument, I'm gonna be like, well, Yeah, okay, let me talk about this. But then there's the other side. Then sometimes I'm not gonna say, okay, let's talk about this. Sometimes I'm gonna say, well, I think you're wrong because you don't have French fries. Like you just look like pretty stupid right now. Basically, something like that. Like there's another side of me. That's a bit like Clowny because Clowny tries to be funny, but this side of me is so not side of me. But Clowny is a character. When I do jokes as myself, it's not a character. It's just what I try to do is also to not kind of portray myself in the wrong way. Like don't I try to be myself. But yeah, um, it's just me joking and keeping it realistic. Anyways, lastly, the last character before I talk about this stream. What was it? I need to freaking find the file. I need to find the thing that shares the dream I had. No, wrong folder. Why are you slow? Stop being slow. You're a solid state drive. Oh, because Tumblr is slow. That's why. Oh man, this thing sucks. Sort by date. No, wait. Come on. Where's the freaking file? What? Oh, I didn't create the file. Oh, okay. Wow, I thought I did. Let me create it. Okay, there we go. And then you put the whole thing there, and whoa, you are fast. Dude, that was fast. Took you a few seconds to get the file. But it's still empty. Okay, there we go. Whoa. Okay. That was like a few seconds. So, what was the other character? Okay, no, I get it. Okay, so now, if the character to me when I make jokes is Clowny, then who's the character for me when I am being logical? That's who I am at work. Me at work tries to be, I guess charming. I guess I try to be like very charming. I'm not myself at all at work because I kind of operate in the way I think a work should be treated. I only act like myself sometimes with like co-workers and friends, but just because it would be unhealthy if you go too far. But like when it comes to people, the way you treat people who are like clients, I treat them differently. I am like very I don't know the word. It's not just charming. It's also professional, presentable. I am like the best marketing, basically the biggest idea of marketing. I like the pinnacle of marketing, basically. I try to be. Man, part of me doesn't really. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna like that. Oh man, it looks like you're having a really good day. I really like your tie. Your tie is really good. What else have I said? Hmm. Oh, this thing is actually really good. I really think you should try to get this one because I look at it. Look at it. It looks really good. You should really get it. That's basically how I talk about. That's it's called it the professional. Yeah. There's a serious and then there's the professional. This is the professional. The professional tries to get you to buy things. That's like the character I play at work. just because, I mean, I have to make money. Oh, that's actually the character that actually makes money, so. How are you doing? Here I have something amazing for you. If you come over here and you enter our doors, you can get a grand amount of great, amazing stuff. All you have to do is put your social security number, address, password for your email, password for your bank account. Then when someone talks about weed, I'm like, oh, I never know how to respond when someone brings up something that can be inappropriate, like weed. Like if you say something like someone made a weed joke to me, I think I should actually just reciprocate the joke, like be like, haha, funny or something like that. More like in the moment, it just catches me so off guard. Like I'm not ready for that. If I was not playing that character, I wouldn't react that way. I wouldn't mind like an inappropriate joke, but like if I am in character, yeah. It's funny because I still make inappropriate jokes sometimes. No, I don't. No, I don't. No. That was to a coworker. I was not in character. Okay. Sometimes I don't notice when I am in character and I'm not, but I definitely do it. Anyways. Those are the 4 characters. You have Clowny, the 4 players, let's say. You have 2 characters, Clowny and the professional. Then you have 2 people. The actor for Clowny is the whatchamacallit. Let's just call it a whatchamacallit. It's me right now, okay? Yeah. And then the actor for the professional is the guy that will complain for hours about how social media sucks because he can't handle nonsense and doesn't understand the paradox. So, and now these 2 actors are literally just me. Now, same person. It's just that personally, I prefer to say, oh, sometimes I think about this and sometimes I think about that. I don't like to say it as 2 different personalities. But the only reason I am doing it like this is because this is what the dream is probably wants me to do. So it's not like, oh, I want to do this. It's like the dream wants me to differentiate them. I don't like doing that because let me tell you, the humans are not that simple. We are nuanced. It's okay for me to sometimes contradict myself. It's not like I have to say, oh, I have multiple personalities because sometimes I am in a really good mood and sometimes I want to talk about politics. That's ridiculous. I don't like that. I like to say, oh, nuance. We are always the same person. But that's not what this stream is about. This stream wanted to differentiate them. So this stream wanted to say, oh, when you are joking around, then you are a different person. And when you aren't, you are the same person. Now, is that really what the dream is saying? I don't know. But it's worth entertaining the idea. So now, here's the dream. The dream is that I went to a horror museum. The museum was not very scary. It was just like artwork. Things like SCP-176, I think that's the one. And just things that look really cool. Amazing looking stuff. But I don't remember at all what I saw in the museum because it doesn't really matter. The dream was pretty short too. In this dream there were 2 hosts. These people were giving us a tour, and I was with a bunch of other people too, just tourists, just like me. It was 2 girls, and one was Mia and another was Mira. When the tour ended, yeah, we are skipping right to the end. Okay, I am telling you, this thing is short, but there's a lot to take from this. When the tour ended, they said their goodbyes and whatever, and then everybody started to leave. I think Mia was showing them to the door, and Mira was Oh, by the way, they also look pretty similar. Mia and Mira, it could be makeup. Maybe they are twins. I don't know, honestly. But Mira was wearing a black dress, and Mia was wearing a white dress. And it was like a pretty simple dress. It's not like there's like anything recognizable, any like design. It was just like a pretty simple dress. And it was also not black skin and not white skin. So it was somewhere in the middle. So I think Mia was showing everybody the way out, but kind of stayed behind on purpose. Um, I think Amira was like, kind of saw me that I was standing there, like while everybody was leaving, and then I went up to Mira, and okay, yeah, I went up to Mira and I said, "What does it mean to be Mia?" She said, "I'm not Mia," and I said, "I know that." And then that the ring ended. It is that short. I just approached this woman called Mira and called her, "What does it mean to be Mia?" And she said, "I'm not Mia." And I said, "I know that." But I also know what I was thinking. Like, why did I say Mia on purpose instead of Mira? I know what I was thinking. I wrote it down. Word for word, what was going through my mind exactly was that Mira is asked instead on purpose. I was asking Mia, not Mira, and I also said Mia instead of Mira on purpose. Mira is asked instead on purpose because she played a character. Yeah, because I forgot to say that both hosts were playing a character. They were both on character. The character, I mean, I don't know. It's not like I can say, oh, they were a vampire or something. They were just, it's the equivalent of me at work, basically. Not actually me at work, but like they were doing that thing where they're trying to be very welcoming to the guests and whatever. Basically, what you do at work, what anybody does at work. So like I am the only one that does that. Okay. Uh, Mira is asked instead on purpose because she played a character, just like Mia. But because they were both playing a character, this means that it's not about the part she played, but about a concept that parallels two characters. In other words, because I know that doesn't make a lot of sense, I have chosen to say Mia instead of Mira intentionally, to say that it's irrelevant to specify Mia or Mira. So I'm not actually asking what does it mean to be Mia. It's not about me at all. It's not about her personality or who she is. It's about how they parallel each other when they're playing a character. My question was delving more into the concept of these two characters and how they parallel with each other, how they have this difference and whatever. It's confusing, but let me simplify it further. It was more about what does it mean to be this character that has to be so much unlike this other character, but it can be the same. Because they have to be twins also as a character. I don't know if they are twins without being a character because they could be wearing makeup to look alike. But as a character, they do look like twins. Like, as a character, they are twins. So, what does it mean to be this character that has to be so much alike this other character, but it can be the same? It is a question that relates to both of them. Not just Mia, not just Mira, is within both of them. Before she could answer, I just woke up. I think she was going to answer, but I was having chestburn again. The room was extremely cold, and now it's freaking hot. Freaking, we can't have a balance in the weather. Well, yeah, that's why I woke up. If that didn't happen, I would just go right back to sleep, and I won't have my answer. But instead, I woke up. And let me tell you, when I asked this question, I know that it was gonna be like really deep. It has to be deep. Like, I know what was going through my mind. I know this was gonna be like a deep topic, and I wanted to ask because I felt like it was interesting to know about how they handle this character. But I never got an answer, so here comes analysis. Oh yeah, I forgot to say, both of the girls were very skinny. They were not like whatever you see in Pornhub or whatever. It's not like extremely attractive. It's just very skinny woman, Um, they were also older than me. They were like 60 or 40. I didn't actually know their age, but that's what they looked like. But they were not like a MILF. They didn't have like big bazookas. They were actually kind of flat. But they were like pretty old women. Not like old ladies, but I shouldn't say pretty old women, but they were pretty mature. They were older than me, okay? So let me see. Now, something you have to kind of realize is that Mia sounds a lot like saying me. Mia, me. Mia. You can't say Mia without saying me. Mira. Mira, mirror, roar, mira, mirror. But another thing is that in Spanish, mira means to look. And I know Spanish, it's my first language. It's not like a second language. It's not like, oh, I just happen to know Spanish, so I guess it's a bit of a coincidence. No, no, no. Mira means look, but I have no idea what that could mean. Why look? Why look? So it's possible that mira means how I perceive myself. I forgot to say that Mira has a sexy voice, and that's very relevant because I have a very sexy voice. There's not a day I can go on my life without having women fall to their knees. Men and women, okay? Both men and women fall to their knees to my voice. Their pants go all wet. They freaking tremble from how sexy my voice is. Anyways, Mira could be like a perception of myself, but Mira can be how others perceive me. Sometimes I get it confused, so I wrote that down as a note that Mira is not how others perceive me. It can be. Something about Mira having a sexy voice is something I remember. I guess that was part of her character, that Mira had a sexy voice. Like very sexy. It's like she was talking, "Oh May, how are you guys doing today?" You know, like the kind of mannerisms. So Mira has a sexy voice. So because of that, I was thinking that maybe Mira is supposed to represent Clowny, my character, the one that tries to be funny by saying things that don't really represent me. That the one that says, "Oh, killing equals love," or "Yeah, this guy can die in this game," you know, things like that. In video games. So it's like a character. So Mira with a sexy voice, definitely Clowny. That's what I wrote down. But this gets confusing because they are both playing a character. But Clowny is my character. Does that mean there is a real Clowny? Wait, this doesn't count. I already determined that. Yeah, this was before I kind of separated myself from me trying to be funny or me not being serious, I guess. No, I mean I already talked about it. It's not. There's nothing confusing about this. Okay, it stops being confusing. It was confusing because I was seeing myself as one person until I realized, oh, that dream wants me to think of myself as two people. Okay, two people. Me when I am serious and me when I am not serious. Me when it wants to it all to be logical and me when it goes against logic. So, anyways, skip that paragraph over there. Let me think. Okay. So the Mia is obviously me because it's Mia me. So Mia is supposed to be like a more professional. It's supposed to be a representation of how I act professionally, as at least her character should be. Mira would be the me that has embraced nonsense and absurdity. So Mia would be like me being logical, and Mira would be the me that has embraced nonsense and absurdity. These two me's are a separation I don't really like. I already talked about this, but I'm gonna say it again, just this time what it says in my text. These two means are a separation I don't really like because they overcomplicate things. It also supports the idea that human beings have to be so simple, but no, I am everything that I am, including my intolerance for nonsense and my love for it. A beautiful paradox that contradicts itself but it's what I am. If you separate them, it makes less sense and it's less logical. It sounds absurd, but you acknowledge that everything is this way for a reason. But if you acknowledge that everything is this way for a reason, I think it makes more sense. This string is not asking me to separate these two parts of myself, though. It might just be doing its separation to send its message. Because I would be really fucked up in the head if I have to think that I have multiple personalities. I don't, okay? I don't. I'm not gonna kind of hypnotize myself to have two personalities just because a dream told me. So I assume that dream doesn't want me to hypnotize myself to have two personalities. It just wants me to do it for the sake of understanding the dream. So, okay. These two. Something I wanted to add is another reason I don't like this kind of separation. Going back to the whole simplification, one reason I really dislike social media is because they simplify your perception of reality. There's only black and white. You will never understand why I can be friends with someone that's racist against my own race. You will never understand, okay? Well, that's a bit of an extreme example, but you will never understand nuances. You will never understand why someone can be racist or hateful in any way. Because social media makes you think in black and white, like, oh, some people are born to be racist and they will always be racist. So they should always be treated like garbage and no one should be treated like a human being. I don't care if you're a racist. I'm gonna treat you like a person, and you can make me do otherwise. I feel like some people actually try to make me not treat them like a person, instead treat them like a person. People, there's like all people who basically hate themselves. The kind of, I feel like they actually try to make me dislike them because they hate themselves. But I don't, and then they just start being nice because I just put up with them. I don't know why old people do that. It's not all old people, but like some old people, they're stuck like as a janitor or something like that, and they just want to not get along with anybody, especially people who are not their race or their culture or different in any way, not their politics. People on the internet are so simple-minded that they see someone on the opposite side of the political spectrum and they make them enemies for life. That's so nonsensical. I think this is an internet only thing, okay? And not only internet only, but it's also a thing with people who engage too much in politics. Like the fact that you just can like put politics aside to just talk to someone that they might be a nice person, they have a family or whatever, like, man, damn. I'm not gonna get more into that, but basically that's just adds more to why I hate simplifying things in such a manner. Like, this is why I don't, because I feel like people sometimes may say they have multiple personalities in order to simplify things in the same way this dream wanted me to do it. But they kind of do it for life rather than just for this one instance, okay? I am doing it for this one instance to explain a dream. I'm not gonna say that I have multiple personalities. That's ridiculous. But people say that they have multiple personalities, especially those who are not diagnosed. Because they want to simplify the fact that, oh, sometimes I am funny and sometimes I don't feel like this or that. Hey, how about we say that they are all you, because you have memory of all of them as one person, and it makes sense that they were all you. If it's possible, it makes sense that they were all you. Then I feel like it's possible that it is all you. Anyways, too much of a tangent there. Let me scroll down into this analyzing. Okay. So, in other words, this question, Now here's the part. Who is supposed to answer this question? Mira. If Mira is clowny, but the actor of Mira is me wanting to be funny, whatever, that means I should answer right now. This is why this is a stream. This is why this is not like a private recording. This is not why I just wrote this and then I just moved on. The stream is necessary because currently I am Mira. When I am streaming, I am almost always Mira. Because I am playing games and whatever. Like, is this really the moment to talk about politics? Not really. So, what does it mean to be Mia? But is this a question for Clowny or for Mira? Question for Clowny or for Mira? You see, it gets hard there. It gets really hard there. Is it a question for the character or the actor or actress, I guess? Huh. But then, let's say it's a question for me. Let's say it's a question for Mira. What does it mean to be the other me? Taking in mind, no, yes, what does it mean to be Mia? When that's, no. It's not about me. The question is directed at me, Mira, but it's about playing Clowny, okay? It's gonna get interesting. It's about me. It's directed at me, but it's about me playing Clowny. And it's not directed at Clowny. It's directed at Mira. But it's not just me playing Clowny. It's directed at me playing Clowny and also me playing my professional self. And when I think of this, I realize that this question is not only impossible to answer in a satisfying way, but I also learned that I got it all wrong. I don't think Mia and Mira are me. I understand that Mia means me and Mira means mirror, which is a perception of self, and I feel like that's still true, but I don't think they are supposed to be me. I don't think they are me. If they were, because keep this in mind, Mira's character, maybe it's a sexy voice, I guess, I don't know, but Mira's character is definitely not a crazy person like Clowny. Like, Clowny is gonna be like freaking party and whatever, like let's freaking go, and it's gonna make noise and whatever. It's gonna be that, okay? But if Mira was supposed to be me and my character, why is her character so much different from my character? Now, Mia's character is probably a lot more like my character, but I feel like they are... No, so, let me clarify. Mia is a lot more like how I am at work. She is professional, she is presentable, she is welcoming to the guests and the clients and whatever. But Mira is also like that. As a character, they are both like that. They are both very welcoming to the guests, and they are both really good hosts. They are good at making this store exciting and enjoyable, I guess. Not exciting. Interesting. Anyways, they're doing a really good job. But Mia still means me. Mira still means mirror, and it's still a perception of self. But they are not me in any way, not the character, okay? Sounds very confusing, but I think it makes sense. Because they are not literally me. They are not actually me, okay? They are as much of me as a YouTube video will say that's you, I guess. If I say, look at you looking at this video, that's basically what Mia is. It's like watching a YouTube video, you have to say it like that. It's like watching a piece of media. It's like a piece of media telling you that's you. The piece of media doesn't know that's you, but they're gonna say that's you. And I think that Dream did this because, you know, like the Dream could have made it so Mia and Mira were literally me instead of woman with normal personalities and whatever, and one was sexy, and they made this like so different. But I think that Dream had to do that to properly deliver the message. They aren't me, but they are what they are to make me reflect on myself. Or maybe it's all literal and there's no secret message. Or maybe all of this is true. Both things are true. See? This is what I mean when I say there's the logical me and the me that's not logical. But hey, the me that's not logical can figure this shit out, okay? Because sometimes that's how it works. And somehow, without logic, it makes sense. But you think about this. If we are different people, the fact... Hold on, not that, the fact. The fact that I can reflect and provide my own answer doesn't mean she won't have a different answer. Mira is a different person of her own, who will have her own answer, which due to the nature of the string could be similar to mine. But what the heck is my answer? Because I can't really answer this. Didn't I write down why, though? Maybe I get to it later. Oh yeah, this just shouldn't be here, actually. Anyways. It's also interesting, me talking to Clowny has been written into fiction alone, but I am not talking to Clowny this time, it's Mira, some kind of parallel. Okay, hold on, this is, oh my god, I think I skipped around by accident, because I just misplaced this theme. So, let me go back again to who needs to answer. As time passed, even I started to struggle, understand my... No, maybe that's intentional. As time passed, even I started to struggle or understand my intentions or the meaning behind the question, what does it mean to be Mia? The question is about the concept of two characters that parallel each other greatly. It's Mia and Mira's character, not Mia and Mira. Professional Mia's character is a magic man. It's magic man. Let's call it that. This is definitely misplaced. Yeah, I feel... dude, this should not be here, but it's whatever. Sometimes when you say it out loud, it's easier to realize your mistakes. Oh god, that's messed up. But yeah, I guess I'm gonna backtrack a bit, because this is just misplaced. So, who needs to answer? As time passes, we started to struggle, understand my intention, or the meaning behind the question. What does it mean to be Mia? Okay, Magic Man. Professional Mia's character is Magic Man, let's call it that. The question is about the concept of two characters that parallel each other greatly. It's Mia and Mira's character, not Mia and Mira. If I am Mira and her character is Clowny, I need to answer. But I will have to think of how Clowny parallels Magic Man. They're like twins, so similar, but they have to be different because they have to portray different characters. I should add, Clowny Clowny and Magic Man are not twins. I don't want them to be. That's like the main reason. I just don't want them to be. That would be messed up. They come from the same person, I guess, but what greatly differs then is probably their audience. Magic Man has their strengths and has to enforce code values because I mean I am in the public. But Clowny doesn't. Clowny is gonna say, oh, I am a communist, if that's funny. Anyways. But something's really bugging me about this question. It's a very easy question. It's way too freaking easy, and the answer is so easy. So this is what I mean by it was not satisfying. There is no doubt on how the guy that says... There is no doubt on how the guy, Clowny, that says to love communism because funny is different from this and great and this and that. Unlike Mia and Mira, who are literally twins that can be assumed to be better alike in personality, it can be assumed because I assumed it. The question will be completely invalid. Let me go straight with it. There is no doubt on how Clowny is different from Magic Man, who I am in person, I guess. I go by Magic Man because I always do things that people don't expect to work. Everything I say that will work, it works, and people don't expect it. I couldn't tell you why it works, I just know it works. Anyways, Clowny, it's obviously different. Like, you have the guy that says, oh, I love communism, and then there's the guy that says, oh, your mother and your grandma... No, it doesn't say that, but there's a guy that says they love communism, and then there's a guy that says, your mother and your grandma love me. But I don't say that. Fuck, dude. No, I don't say that. But that's what's happening. Your mother and your grandma love me because I am so nice. As Magic Man. I'm just like the most like freaking goody to shoes that there is, because that's just how it has to be at work. And like semi presentable, good to guess and whatever. Like, damn, I am like a freaking fantasy figure. It's Magic Man. It's a character. So, whatever. So, they are obviously different because your mother and your grandma are not gonna like the person that's gonna say they love communism and this and that and killing people so funny and do this funny and this messed up joke and this and that. They're not gonna like the person, okay? They're not gonna like the person that also doesn't care about you, because let me tell you, Clowny doesn't care about you. Well, they can care about you, but not to the extent Magic Man does. Like, Magic Man goes pretty far. But Clowny doesn't. Like, Clowny is just gonna be like, if they don't want to do something, they're not gonna do it. Magic Man has to do it. It's their job, so... sometimes I have to do things I don't want to do. Anyways, oh yeah, my Clowny is also pretty weird. Whatever. So, like, it's pretty obvious how it's so easy to parallel each other. Like, we are just not twins. Like, Mia and Mira are actually twins, so it makes sense to ask that question to them. And they can be assumed to be very alike in personality. Put this here. Like, when it comes to between Clowny and Magic Man, the question is just completely invalid, because we are just not twins. We are very different in so many ways. We are born for different purposes. We are made for different purposes. This question will be valid, will be parallel to me. Actually, it would make sense to ask that question to myself if Mia and Mia were a lot more different. But if they were a lot more different, I wouldn't even be asking that question. The only reason I asked that question is because they actually are twins and they have to be different in order to portray a different character. They can't be both portraying the same character. Like, look, they are more similar than Fuwamoko. They are more similar than any twin I have seen in media, which is basically just Fuwamoko. So, it doesn't get more similar than this, okay? Unless there's something I'm missing. I don't feel like there's something to really reflect from this. Unless there's something I am missing. I'm not, or if there is something to reflect, it's not supposed to be about this question. That it's not supposed to be like I have to ask that question to myself. But you know the only one this question actually works on? Me and Clowny. Just me making jokes and me being Clowny, because I mean I find myself relating too much to Clowny sometimes. Sometimes I kind of make a joke and it feels like, oh, but Clowny will do the same thing. But it makes sense because Clowny is just me trying to be funny. It's not like an entire character with backstory and whatever. It's not like a character that tries to be very different. It's just me trying to be funny. Clowny only exists because I needed this separation, because people can't tell the difference between me being real and me being funny. That's the only reason Clowny exists. It's because people can see the separation. But then it has the same problem where the answer is not satisfying because I already know this. What's the point? It's not a question I need an answer on. I already had the answer to this question forever. I already knew that sometimes when I act like myself, I sound like Clowny. Like, no shit, we are literally, it's like a self-insert almost, but not really. So, it's, the only thing about this is that the question actually works because there's the thought is always there. The question is always there of, are we really different? I keep asking myself that question, and lingers, even though I know that the answer is always yes, we are different. So anyways, then there's me and professional me. The answer is clear that it means to be me. Like, if you ask that question between me, professional me, and me when I am funny sometimes, like, while still being me, if you ask that question, it just feels silly because there is a reason why I don't even make that distinction normally. Like there's a reason why I only make this distinction because of this when I get this dream, because the answer is clearly that it's me. Okay, we are the same. Like there's no argument. There's no argument to say we are not the same. That there was never any point where I entertained that we are not the same. Of course, we are the same person. It's not a multiple personality disorder. I have the memories of me joking and the memories of me talking about a serious topic. It's not like, oh, I am Sebastian and now I am Barney. No, it's always me. San. It's always San. That's my real name, by the way. My real name is Sam. We are not different. I've always known this, so it's invalid. But the question, so because of this, here's the thing, the question has to be very nuanced, meaningful, and complex. And the question will be answered correctly when the question will be answered correctly if when asked it has the same power and feeling in any of the other possibilities. It doesn't have the same power or feeling. Which means the question is not for me, it's not for Magic Man, it's not for me being serious, it's not for me when I feel like joking around, and it's not for Clowny. But it was still there to reflect, I guess. And it also means that even though Mia means me and Mira means perception of self, and that's still true, they are not literally me. They are just supposed to make you think of, they are only supposed to make me think of myself. To such an extent that I say you, as if this was as if I was analyzing a piece of media, because that's really how it works. Mia Amira. Let me rephrase this. If I was analyzing like a YouTube video or whatever. Mia Amira is you, but it's not supposed to be literally you. It's supposed to make you reflect. It's like when you see an animation online about a deer, a furry, I guess, a deer. You are not literally a deer, but a deer probably has something relatable. Okay, they are supposed to be relatable in some way, or have some information that's gonna make you think about yourself. Everything here is supposed to Mia and Mira are not me, and that they are their own people, but they are there to make reflect on myself. I believe their answer is the only valid one, not mine or my other self or my characters or any of my acting. It's also interesting. Me talking to Clowny has been written into fiction before, but oh shit, don't say that. Don't say that. Not yet. I was gonna put like some stupid. Oh, also, if Clowny was to answer that question, Clowny would just be, "What the heck is that?" That's what Clowny would say. They would just say, "What the heck is that? I don't care, dude." What? That doesn't make any sense. Shut the heck up. That's what Clowny would say. So, okay, that's the end of it. Kind of ended abruptly. So yeah, I guess finally the last detail that's kind of funny. Um, the dream was a bit sexual. No, I didn't fuck Mira. No. But I went to the museum with a family member and they told me, "Hey, go fuck her" or something like that, and I was not even considering it, but I thought of about it because they said it. But no, I just question first. That's my priority. That's what I always am. Sex second. I'm not sex first. I always sex second. Sex is so meaningless. It's as meaningless as food, games, and whatever, and phones. So yeah, and that's the deal. I will. I need to play some browser games because I don't want to have this browser window open. So I'm gonna see what I'm gonna play next. While the stream ends on its own, I will also work on something else. But yeah, that's the deal. It had to be on stream because you have to at least consider answer the question. But it's just I haven't changed my mind. It's actually impossible to answer this question. What do you want me to answer? What? Contrast between me and me. What? We are the same person. The only difference is that sometimes I'm joking and sometimes I'm talking about something serious, just like any other person. Like that makes no sense. It makes not freaking sense. Like that song a stupid message. I think it is important to consider Mia and Mira as different people for what they are. They just have that kind of respect. They have their own answer, own personality, and whatever. They are like their own people. So Mia and Mira, they're actually their own person. I think, like, even if they're not real, like, still, I will put us in respect as a video game character. Like, I think it's better to, out of respect, not see them as literally me. Like, oh, I am actually me. I'm gonna call myself Mia from now on. Now, the way gender was related to this is that they are both women, and it says Mia, but like, yeah, I mean, it doesn't really add more meaning to it. It's just related. It's just further contributes to the idea that I would not be uncomfortable with any gender. Like any gender is alright. You can be woman, man, alien, Machu Picchu. I am a Machu Picchu. I am Tiny Dick. My name is Tiny Dick. My parents didn't love me, so they gave me that name, Tiny Dick. I know, it's so sexy, it makes me cry. Thank you for mom and dad. It's because they gave me that name that they started to love me. So good, so good. Thank you for my name, Little Dick. I love it. Anyways, so stupid and funny. Anyways, what else was I gonna say? Mira, tú cardenal. No, tú eres un cardenal. No. Oh, the whole dream was in English too, even though Spanish is my first language. That's just how it is. Sometimes I think in English, sometimes I dream in English, and sometimes I speak Spanish, and sometimes I dream in Spanish. That's just how it goes, okay? Okay. I mean, it makes sense. I am surrounded by a lot of English people, English speaking people, so yeah. Anyways. I find it kind of funny that I wanted to fuck Mira. And she wasn't hot, by the way. Like I said, not Pornhub looking babe, not like thick thighs, not like big breasts. It's just, you know, it's like she has a sexy voice. She's still attractive in her own ways, but she's not built like an object, I guess. It's not like a senseless Son Zero character. It's just skinny woman, flat chest. I feel like now I'm gonna get allegations of sexism. Like, oh no, you think objective big breast. Maybe I do. Maybe I'm going to. No, I can't say that on YouTube. I know where you live. I'm kidding. That was creepy, I think. That was pretty creepy. But yeah, object this, object that. Not really. It's just been in my mind lately how some fictional women, not like real women, just the fictional ones that just like very object, like the ones in many gacha games, like Senseless Son Zero. I don't say that for Genshin Impact. It's mainly for Senseless Son Zero. But yeah, like in a bunch of games, they're just like an object for pleasure, which is kind of cringe, honestly. Like, damn, dude. You had the option to make it more than that. It's not kind of cringe. I still like it. But it's like there's a part of me that likes it and a part of me that doesn't like it because it looks like just such a big husk of a person. I really prefer someone that's a person, like that has personality and whatever. No one like, oh, sex object has been unlocked in your nearby gacha game. Like that, yeah, like I prefer a really cool person has been unlocked than sex object has been unlocked. It's pretty cool, but like, yeah. Mixed feelings, contradictory feelings. Anyways, I need to move on with my day, and that's by playing this game, so they're not in my browser. So I'm gonna